Hi Pisces, welcome to your 2021 reading. Now, we got through 2020, just about. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at a little roundup of 2021 month by month, see what's shaking. Now, obviously it is a general reading, so it will not resonate for everybody. If you would like to book a personal 12-month reading, my email and my Instagram are in the description box down below. The quickest way is probably to get me on Instagram, but you can send me an email as well if you prefer, and you can book a private reading. Now, that doesn't have to be a 12-month reading. You can also just have a normal reading. You can have a love reading, whatever it is that you need advice for, guidance for. And then we can take it from there. Now, my Instagram also has a lot of free content as well. So if you're an Instagrammer, get on there, give it a little follow. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see what's coming up and see when I go live. Because I'm going to do some more live Q&As on YouTube because they're a little bit quieter. So it's easier to go a bit more in depth and get a better free reading. Now, I've also got my PayPal link in the description box. So if you would like to give me a little tip or a donation, you're more than welcome to, but obviously you don't have to. And my wish list is on there as well. Now, it is an Amazon wish list because it's the easiest way to make a wish list. So if you would prefer to get me something that isn't from Amazon, you can PayPal the money across, send me a DM on Instagram and let me know what it is that you'd like me to get, and I will source it elsewhere. Because I also think we don't need to buy everything from Amazon just because it's quick and easy. There are other retailers available. That being said, let's crack on. So, 2021, January, great start to the year. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Now, this is a lovely moment because this is you taking back control of things. Maybe it's felt that 2020 has, listen, let's face it, it's been very uncertain for most of us. There's been, like I think it was Michelle Obama said, everyone's calendar is completely in pencil. Something along those lines where it's like, yeah, you can't make plans because COVID, pandemics, lockdowns, everything's throwing all the plans into the air and we have to see where they fall. Now in January, it looks like you're finding a better way to get through that. So it's not, I'm not saying that suddenly COVID isn't going to be a problem. Far from it, particularly for the UK. But it's knowing that you're able to cope with it, whatever it is that comes at you, and rather than feeling it's yes, absolutely, Page of Pentacles as a clarifier. So whatever it is that's coming at you, you've got the wherewithal to deal with it. Like that Page of Pentacles to me is really focused. Like she absolutely, she's got her little shopping bags ready, so she's bought what she needs for whether she's going to do, I think it's art she does in the story, but whatever it is, you've got the ability to get things done, and it looks as though your January is going to be a really, really good time for you to just take control of things again and not let things get you down. And if the problems are always going to come, but being able to handle them is a very, very different kettle of fish. Moving into February, Valentine's Day, you got the Ace of Pentacles. Now listen, that doesn't have to be, yes, we can all take that as a new opportunity for finances, for growth, for business, whatever it is, but also it's one of those things where, like I always say with this, it's what I'm drawn to as well is this little wall and this opening. It's like, the garden's good now. So what you can do is take what you've learned in your garden and take it out to the wider world. So what is it that you've been working on that you get the opportunity in February to share with other people? So maybe it is starting a new business. Maybe it's something that you've been, secretly squirreling away and playing with, and, it's been a hobby and you decide to turn it into a business, make some money out of it, literally make some coin. Coming into March, we've got the Three of Pentacles. So I'm going to keep going with this business situation because I think where in February it looks like you're starting whatever it is on your own, by March you've got other people around to help you. Now listen, that would be fantastic growth in 1 month to suddenly be employing people. It might not be that you're putting them on the payroll, but there are people around who are helping you and people who've got ideas. It doesn't necessarily have to be that people are coming in and physically doing the work and you're paying them for their job. It can be that you get to the point where with it, whatever it is that you've built in February, by March, you've got other people weighing in with good ideas rather than people, because sometimes I think when you've got an idea, people chime in and they're like, oh, what you could do? You could do this. And you think, I could do that, but I don't want to. I'm all right for your ideas. If I need help, I'll ask. March, you've got good ideas coming to you. So I think that's a really, really good focus. Coming into April, we're going back to the Page of Pentacles, which is really good. So basically, your first third of the year, I think is going to be lovely for you, Pisces. I think, whether, like I say, whether it's I mean, I think probably it is business related more than anything else, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pentacles across the line, you know, and the wheel, and 2 pages, which is great. So it's, again, it's finding that focus and being really focused on your goal. Now that goal doesn't, as I say, doesn't have to be a business. That could be, you know, not upgrading a house, what do you call it, renovating a house, home improvements. You know, maybe you've been wanting to get like a new bathroom, new sofas, whatever it is, and you know, it takes you a few months, but you've got those pennies together, you've got the ideas together, you've got the things to back it up, and it comes to pass, and you get it sorted, which is fantastic. Now May takes a little bit of a step down, because it's you've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Now I'm going to keep going with this, because it's more like the progress you've made in the first third of the year up to April is fantastic. And May, it's not that everything's falling apart, but it's like that next step that you try for, I don't think you're quite ready for it. I think you've got you know, to be able to progress from the page up to the Knight is a big step. You know, pages have a lot to learn before they can be Knights. Yeah, and you've got 3 of Wands, so there's more stuff to explore. There's more stuff to do before you make any more progress with it. So it feels like by April we'll keep going with the business analogy. Your business hits a little bit of a standstill in May. And actually what that does is it gives you the opportunity to diversify and look around other things. It's like this kid, he's landed on this island, it's all bright and new, and he doesn't know what's around the corner. It's all very exploratory, adventurous, and finding, sometimes being stopped in your tracks gives you an option to find a different path, and things you wouldn't, like literally, you could say you're walking through a forest and the tree has fallen in front of you, and like, oh, I can't get past that. You go around it, you find a whole new path. Brilliant. I love that. Now, June, we've got the Emperor in reverse, and that isn't ideal for me, because that for me feels a little bit like losing a sense of control. I'm going to get another card out for that. Because it's almost like where this, whatever it is that you've been working on, you hit this roadblock in May, and in June I feel like that starts to make you question your control of a situation and your growth and your ability to direct your future. And we don't want to feel like that, because the thing is, the future is all in our hands, is what I was going to say, a little bit of a fame quote. And the way to deal with that is King of Cups. Now, this King of Cups is meditating. He's taking time out. He's a therapist between clients, between appointments, I mean. And he's just taking a moment to just regroup. So if you start to feel, around May time that you're losing not your ability to manipulate a situation, to control a situation, but you're questioning your authority on whatever it is. Maybe you feel, you have a bit of imposter syndrome, and you feel that you don't really know what you're talking about, and why would anyone listen to you, and all of that sort of stuff. But actually, if you get a bit quiet within yourself, and I'm not good at meditating. I don't make enough time for it. But if you can check in with yourself and just accept it and go, right, you know what, maybe at the moment I'm not in the best frame of mind to be offering advice, to be taking control of a situation, to be running a business. Maybe I just need to just get focused, do something that, distracts me, keeps me down, calm. This guy's literally, he's just rocking in a chair. It's very, calm, therapeutic, just backwards and forwards, staying focused, staying where you are. I think that will help. And then coming into July, we've got the Ten of Swords in reverse. And this is, again, it feels a bit like it's something that you need to let go of, that you don't want to let go of. Because, the Ten of Swords is generally about that moment of accepting the fate and not giving in, but stopping. Stopping chasing somebody else, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, and just accepting that, maybe that one wasn't for you, whatever it was, and you need to try a new path. And that's clarified with the Seven of Pentacles, which for me is all about celebrating your achievements. So come July, if you feel that something hasn't worked out, and you're desperately holding on and desperately trying to make it work out and trying to make it improve, actually, let's come back to how far we did get. For example, boring analogy, is it baking a cake? You followed the recipe brilliantly. You weighed everything out. The oven was the right temperature, but it didn't come out. And you're like, right, well, I'm going to go and try that again. I'm going to try exactly the same because it should work. Well, no, listen, how far did we actually get? Was the oven the right temperature? Because, maybe you've got a problem with your oven. And actually, what the work you're doing is great. It's just not providing the results, but you're still trying to kind of soldier on without, without looking back and working out the steps and playing them through and working out where things could have been different. Now coming into August, we've got the Nine of Wands. Now the Nine of Wands for me is a bit of a troubling card. It's one of those, like, I feel like this guy is very much in a stress mode. Like he's literally like chewed all of those pens and pencils and he's on to his next one. Whatever he's writing isn't making sense. Like he's in a real struggle. And I think it's more that thing, like I say, if you're not letting go of something in July, then, you keep struggling with it in August. It keeps stressing you out. It's like you're trying to find a way through things and trying to find it rather than going back and just celebrating, other things that you've got. Yeah, and it's a choice. We've got the Two of Pentacles, so you can deal with it. Like I always think this card is very much like this guy's completely in control of what's going on. On the one hand, he's got his dish ready to go out. He's waiting for the waiter to come in and take it. He's also still getting the next dish ready. So like you have got the ability to do it, but you need to, I think, almost to, I want to say like divide and conquer, work out what, put things into an order of what needs doing when, rather than trying to tackle everything at once. Because this Nine of Wands to me is also trying to tackle everything at once. You can see all the books he's got out, everything's all out there, so you can kind of have everything. But actually, you might think that's helpful to have everything visible in front of you, but is it actually creating a bit more chaos? Because it's like, well, I don't know where to focus my attention. Whereas actually you've got one book in front of you, that's the book I'm dealing with, that's what I'm doing with now. Maybe that makes it a little bit easier. Anyway, coming into September, going back to that business proposal, the work plan, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, it also feels a bit like where, sounds really awful, because the first third of your year was so lovely and it was so much progress, but then you tried to get up to the Knight and it didn't quite work. You're trying to get up to the Queen, it's not quite working. And I am going to put another clarifier for that because I want to. So, it's like where this Nine of Wands is coming in, and this stress and this struggle, and that I think is what's hindering you from, being able to progress on. And do you know what it is? Like, and it's clarified with the Page of Cups as a jumper, which always makes it, I think, a bit more important. I do like a jumping card. This Page of Cups to me, it's not so much like the excitement that the Page of Cups is in the This Might Hurt deck, but it's very much about just trying something. And trying new things, like, she's doing her pottery and she's putting everything she can into it, and she's slow, she's made mistakes, but she hasn't let the mistakes stop her trying. She's just trying again. She's going back to the drawing board. She's starting again with a clump of clay, getting a foot on the wheel and just going. And it might not work out this time either, but that doesn't stop her trying. And that's, I think, one of the best lessons that we can probably learn, is that actually, just because we don't succeed the first time doesn't mean we won't, we don't, like, you can't hope to get better at something by not doing it. You just have to keep trying and wait for things to click into place, whether it's, muscle memory, at the gym or golf or whatever it is that you do. You don't get better at lifting weights by not lifting weights. You have to keep going to a certain degree. However, coming into October, we've got the Five of Cups in the reverse, which I'm really pleased about, because that is, it feels like October is going to be a relief. A bit calmer. It's not going to be so stressful. Like, you won't have all the, the disappointments and the downers and everything else that goes along. Because, like, the business seemed to be going really, really well at the beginning of the year, and then things take a little bit of a turn through the midpoint where you kind of need to regroup. But by having that Page of Cups moment of going back to the drawing board and starting again and not letting things defeat you, not taking the knock as a roadblock, just taking it as a step back. Right, okay, cool, well, I didn't get that step right, so I'll go back and try it again. Let's take it right back down. October seems to be a little bit freer. But November, we've got the Page of Wands in reverse. Now, I'm also a bit of a... I love him in the upright, because he's all about singing his heart song. Now, I feel like November is going to be a bit of a quiet month for you, where you just don't feel you have anything to share with people anymore. And it's kind of lonely, but it's kind of like, there's no news, there's nothing to report. So when people call and say, oh, how you doing? You're like, I'm all right. I've got nothing to really say. I don't, same old, same old. And it just feels a bit lonely. But by taking that time out, you come into December with the Ace of Wands, which is lovely because it's, you know, it's energy, it's getting fired up. It's you know, I feel like you're going to be really, you know, coming up to, well, December of 2021. I feel like you're going to be so excited to get into 2022, and the ideas will be coming back again, and it will be, you know, yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be King of Wands, which is also this, you know, just as an aside, is the same character from the Two of Pentacles. So, you know, come December, you get fired up, and again, you start to celebrate. You know, where November you felt you were Page of Wands in reverse, by December you kick it up a notch and you get into that King of Wands mode where you're in charge of the kitchen, and everything you've learned, everything you've come across over the year has actually fired you up to realise that you can take control of everything else. You can delegate. You don't have to do everything yourself. You know, the head chef doesn't cook everything, doesn't clean everything, doesn't prep everything. He oversees everything to make sure everything's done to a standard. He keeps, you know, but by also, rather than just saying, oh, that's not right, by showing other people how to improve. And that for me is the biggest thing for December, is that, you know, all of these lessons that you've learned help you help other people. And that's a really good thing. Anyway, I hope that helps. As I said, if you would like to book a private reading, everything is in the description box down below. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.